What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Will back again, here to do some pitcher projections. Today is Friday, September 26th, and we got a full slate of games, including the matchup of the day, the Tigers versus the Red Sox. Um, Tigers beat Cleveland yesterday to claim a share of the division lead. Cleveland got the tiebreaker, so the Tigers just basically got to win out. Um, they control their destiny. Should be a good one. You got Casey Mize versus Kyle Harrison. Um, our top five pitcher Ks playing today. Coming in at number one, you got Zach Gallen in Arizona with 172. Number two, Will Warren with the Yankees, 164. Number three, Mitch Keller with Pittsburgh with 144. Number four, Sandy Alcantara with Miami with 139. And rounding out the top five, you got Jack Leiter in Texas with 138. Before we get into the review of yesterday's picks and projections, I'm going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe. There's a couple ways to get my picks. Join the Dub Club. Use code UNK, UNK. You get half off your first month. And the YouTube executive tier, link in the description. All right, let's get to it. We were 17 for 20 for 85%. By far, my best day to date. We only had three sellers. And let's get into it. Fucking Rasmussen. He only had three. Um, I didn't know he was scheduled for a short start. Had I done more research and known that, I'd have never put him on the slip. That's my bad, guys. That shit pissed me off. I couldn't believe it. Drew Rasmussen. Walker Bueller only had two. And then I faded Mitch Ferris, and the motherfucker got five. So like I said, Rasmussen and Ferris killed the pick six, but the pick of the day won, you know, and other plays that hit um, was the all overs. If you played all the overs, there were four of them that hit, and the spicy play hit. You know, I knew Yamamoto was going over. I said, hey, let's go plus money for seven. Same thing with Davis Martin against the Yankees, and they pulled through. So, like I said, yesterday was a great day for picks and props. All right. Our ass of the day was Blaylock out in Colorado. 3.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 1K, and he let up a home run. Blaylock, ass of the day. And our pitcher of the day yesterday was Nick Lodolo. Okay. Dez call him Ladudu. He was not Ladudu yesterday. 6.1 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks, and he did not give up home run. Nick Lodolo, pitcher of the day. The pick of the day. I'm going with Trevor Rogers over 5.5 against the Yankees. And German Marquez under 3.5 against San Francisco. They both plus money. I like it. And we'll get into the whys. For the pick six, I'm fading Kay Cavalli. I don't see him getting 5 against the White Sox. Same thing with Shane Bieber. I'm fading him today. Think his line is a little bit too high against Tampa. 6.5, I don't see it. I don't see him getting 7. Sandy Alcantara will go over against the Mets. Kyle Harrison will go over against the Tigers. Jack Leiter with the safe 4 against Cleveland. And Emmett Sheehan with the safe ass 5 against Seattle. All right. Let's break it down and get into it. First, let's start with our pick of the day. I said Trevor Rogers is going over against the Yankees. His line is at 5.5. And let's break it down. Let's look him up first. Let's punch him up. Rogers. And then I'm going to bring up my concern list here. Tell you what were my concerns first. And let's see, let's bring this over here. And cue in on Trevor. And the concerns were his walks. Other than that, everything else looked good. His earned runs is low. His hits is about average, 3-4. It's not too bad. Anything over 4, that's when you get really concerned. He's not really giving up home runs. He's a 6 inning guy. And like I said, the walks. I don't like his walks. So as you see in his last 5, let's put the line is at 5.5. He's giving you at least 5. His numbers look great just from a distance, right? So let's look behind the scenes, And like I said, his earned runs is great. It's not, look at that, 1, 1, 2. That's great. His hits, uh, great. You got that blip right there against the Dodgers, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Uh, his home runs, yeah, he's not really giving up home runs. Pitch count, 6 inning guy. You know how we feel about 6 inning guys. We love 6 inning guys. But like I said, his walks, he's giving up like 2. So, with all that being said, we go back to his strikeouts. And like I said, um, we look at the last 5 and the last 10, he's giving you at least 5 Ks. So that's so let's go to the head-to-head. And just so happens that 5 days ago, he went 6 innings and he got 7 Ks. No earned runs, 1 hit, did not give up a home run, and there go his walks. So we look at the recent starting pitchers. I see some green in here. And on that red, I see some 5s, some 4s, but he just did it. He's super consistent. Slam dunk. Trevor Rogers, over 5.5. Next up, German Marquez. They think he'll get 4 against San Fran. I don't think so. Let's check it out. German Marquez. All right, so already we got it on the head to head. Let's bring it down to 3.5. Take a look. His most recent outing was earlier this month. He went 5 innings. He only had 2 Ks, 4 earned runs, 8 hits. He let up a home run and 3 walks. Let's look at his last 5 games. Well, he just got 5 against the Angels, but look at these 4. Trash. Okay, what about everything else? Before we look at that, right? What were my concerns with Marquez? Let's see. I think it was everything. It was everything. Yeah, it was everything. Look at this. This is garbage. Trash. Super trash. This is just like the Blaylock one from yesterday. Slam dunk this over under. Okay. So we look at his last 5 games, but let's look at everything else. You see these earned runs here? Okay, 2 against the Angels, but we got 6, 5, 4, 8. That's trash, guys. Let's look at his hits. 4, 9, 6, 8, 9. Trash. Home runs. 1 in every game, bro. At least 1. He might give up 2. This guy is trash. Pack him up. He's not about to get 4 against San Fran. I can't believe the bookies put his line like that. Like, bro. So anyway, I see shit like this and I'm like, slam dunk. All right. He's a 4 inning guy. He just went 7 against the Angels, but that's because that's the Angels, bro. So we go back to strikeouts. The line is at 3.5. And let's go to the head-to-head, like I said. So I'm looking at the recent starting pitchers, though. You do see a lot of green. You do. But in the red, you got McGreevy, Eduardo Rodriguez, Clayton Kershaw. Zach Gallen, surprisingly. But that was wow. But yeah, so lots of green here from other recent starting pitchers, but German Marquez is trash. The head-to-head shows it. He's not going over four. Yeah, he just got five against the Angels, but I don't see it. I don't see it. We go to this last 10, got eight against Cincinnati, five against Milwaukee, six against the Dodgers. So you could say the potential's there, but he's trending trash, bro. He had that lucky game against the Angels. I don't see him getting four against San Fran. So we fade in Marquez. And that takes care of the pick of the day. Now let's get into the pick six and let's keep the fade train going. We're fading Cade Cavalli. Let's check him out. His line is at what is his line at? 4.5, I think. Yeah, 4.5. So let's put it on 4.5, and we already looking at the last five. He only did it one time, and that was against Miami, which kind of impressive. What were my concerns with Cavalli? Let's check it out. There were damn near everything. He's just really not giving up home runs. Earned runs is kind of nasty. Hits, he's a 4.5 inning guy. I can't depend on him to be in the game long enough to get the Ks. And he's giving up walks. So we look at his last five games. These last three are just really bad. Earned runs, 2.5. It's not too bad. His hits, the concern. It's averaging five in the last five. We look at his home runs, not so much. He did give up four against the Yankees 5 games ago. But you look at his 4, 5 innings, you know, and his walks, at least one could give you more. Back to the strikeouts. They saying 4.5. We go to the head-to-head. There's no head-to-head, but I see a lot of red here. In the red, I see threes and fours. See a lot of fours. Is Cade Cavalli as good as Rodon, Fried, Cease, Bradish, Bibee? I don't think so. Just my personal opinion. His last five, these last three is shitty. Um, three against the Mets, two against Pittsburgh, one against Miami. And you're supposed to get five against Chicago, bro. I just don't see it. We look at his last 10. He got four against the Yankees, four against the Phillies, five against the Phillies, three against KC, six against Oakland. I just don't see it. I do not. We're fading Cavalli. That one could be sweaty, but I don't think so. Based on all this, Chicago, they're not a super high strikeout team. Where they at? 12th in the last month. I like Cavalli under. Let's talk about Bieber. His line is at 6.5. I thought that was, well, I ain't gonna say that because if you look at his last 10, he's been solid. But I'm like, whoa, 6.5, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So we look at his last five, and you're like, where they get that 6.5 from? Um, and he's facing Tampa. So let's look at my concerns with Shane Bieber. I don't think there were much. Oh, well, I guess so. Now, earned runs, hits, and he's streaking lately with home runs. He's a 6 inning guy. I like that. And just giving up a walk. But let's take a look. Like I said, these last 5 games, his earned runs has been a concern. He's given up at least two. At least two. Hits, concern. Um, home runs, yeah. Past 3 games, he's given up at least one. Last game, he gave up two. That's a concern. Pitch count, he's a 5 inning guy, but you see a lot of sixes there. So I say he's a 5.5 inning guy. Walks, one a game. So that's not too bad. We go back to the strikeouts, and they say 6.5, bro. When we look at his last 10 games, he did it 3 times: Miami, Seattle, Oakland. But if you look at some of those numbers, were back early in this season. We got March, April, and then August. So we look here, the last 5 games. We look at recent starting pitchers. There's a lot of red. For the green, we got Crochet, Savage, Imanaga. Is he as good as those guys? I don't know. I don't know. We see his little peak here is kind of like at 6. I just don't see him getting 7 against Tampa. Where is Tampa on the strikeout list? Where are they? Middle of the pack, 15. I just don't see it, bro. He might get 5. He might get 6. He will not get 7. We fading Shane Bieber. All right. Next up, we going with Sandy Alcantara over. Yes. All right. What were my concerns with Alcantara? I like this guy ever since I watched him play the Tigers. I was like, okay, he's pretty good, you know. Um, Concerns, his hits, and he's given up home runs lately. It's a concern. What I do like, he's a 6 inning guy, and he don't really walk much, just one. But yeah, like I said, earned runs, just two. That's not too bad. We like less than, but two is not a real concern. So let's look. Last 5 games, his earned runs, 3 against Colorado, but you see 1, 4 against Philly. It averages out to about 2. Nothing too crazy. We look at his hits. That's the concern. 4.5. Home runs. Like I said, last 3 games, he's been giving up one. He gave up 2 to Colorado. So I don't like that. But I do like the fact he's in the game at least 6 innings. He could go 7. That's great. It gives us a lot of opportunities for strikeouts. His walks, yeah, he'll give you 1. So we go back to the strikeouts, and his line is at 4.5. I like 4.5, I believe. To me, look at this. Last 5. Let's look at his last 10. He's giving you at least 4. Okay? We look at recent starting pitchers. There is a lot of red. In the red, I see 3s. In the green, I see Jake Irvin, Nick Pavetta, Patrick Corbin, Luzardo Sanchez Suarez, Nola Hunter Green, Singer Abbott. Is he as good as those guys? I would say, yeah, he is. You know, let's look at head to head. They do have head to head. And most recently, the end of August, almost a month ago, he went 7 innings and he got 6 Ks, 1 earned run, 4 hits, did not give up a home run, and just 1 walk. So, based on this, right, both times this year, he got at least 4, right? His last 5, at least 4. Last 10, at least 4. Okay. He's going over. Um, where are the Mets lately? In strikeouts, there they go. 13th. Sandy Alcantara over. Next up, Kyle Harrison. Don't know much about this guy, but he's facing the Tigers. His line is at 4.5. Let's check it out. Kyle Harrison. What were my concerns? Let's check it out. Mr. Harrison. Okay. his innings pitched, and his walks. Seems to giving up at least one, could be two or more, but he's not in the game that long. Um, we look at his last 10 games you see here. We only see 3 times he went over 4.5. Who did he go over against? Tampa, Colorado, and Miami. He had 2 against Oakland and 3 against the Padres. His earned runs, it looks good, Couple bad games here, Colorado, the Padres, but it averages out. Um, hits, that's good. 4, right? It's about average. He's not really giving up home runs. Gave up 2 to Colorado, but we're not really concerned. And here's my thing. It's the pitch count. It's all over the place. We got 4, 5, 3, 6. I don't know. I can't depend on this guy. I don't know. He's unreliable with the innings pitched. But here's what made me feel like, okay, he'll go this like 6 innings here is because if you look at his last 5 games here, he's just really coming back. He was out since June and he just came back. First game, he pitched 49 pitches. Second game, they're like, all right, go ahead, you're back. Um, he pitched 6 innings. Boston is fighting for positioning. I think he'll be in the game more than 4 innings. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They're not going to yank him. You know what I mean? They're not about to go to the bullpen against the Tigers, who's fighting for their lives too. They're going all out. So yeah, I look at his walks. Yeah, they could be a concern. He's giving up at least one, could be more. Uh, but we go back to the strikeouts. The line is at 4.5. Feel like he'll go over those 4 innings. And I'm looking at all this green. Look at all this green here. People just been lighting the Tigers up. They strike out a lot. I told you. And you look at this red here, you got 3 and 4. So Kyle Harrison over. Let's go. Next up, we got Jack Leiter for 4. Safe ass 4. What is his line at? His line, I believe it might not even be 4.5. It might even be 5. And I was afraid to take the under. And I was like, all right, I ain't gotta fade him. I'll just go with the safe ass 4. I think that's what happened here. If I look, pitcher props, Leiter. Okay, no, it's 4.5. But you look at his last 5, he's giving you at least 4. What were my concerns with Leiter? Let's check it out. They were earned runs, hits, and walks. Let's take a look. Last 5 games, earned runs. Look at that. That is nasty. At least 2, like 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. That's not good. That's not good. These last 3 games been nasty. The hits, same thing. Nastiness. Okay, we're going 5 plus. Home runs. Concern these last 2 games, he's given up at least 1. Pitch count, he's a 5 inning guy. You see some 6s in there, but we'll say 5.5. His walks, not too crazy. You got some 2s over here. He's averaging about 2. So we go back to the strikeouts. The line is at 4.5. We do have head to head. Most recently, about a month ago, he went 7 innings and he got 10 Ks on him. 2 hits, no home runs, and he didn't have any walks. So it's like, oh, wow. Based on that, I should go over. But I don't know, man. At least based on his last 5, In the last 10, like he's super consistent. Um, I go to the head-to-head and look at recent starting pitchers, and this is where I was like, maybe screech on the brakes here. I see a lot of red, you know. Um, and I see Flaherty, Skubal, Joe Ryans, Casey Mize, Noah Cameron. See as good as those guys? Not as good as Skubal in them, but Mize and Cameron, he's just about, you know. So instead of struggling with, will he go over? I just said, hey, man, safe as four. He should be able to do it. And the numbers look better when you put, there's still a lot of red there, but based on the caliber of Jack Leiter, I feel like he gets it done. Safe as four, Jack Leiter. And to finish it out, we got Emmett Sheehan facing the Mariners. Now, he was the one who line was at 6.5, I believe. Let's go check it out. See. There we go. Yeah. See, his line was at 6.5 for plus money. Um, let's go. You look here at his last 5 games, it looks amazing. He's giving you at least 6. I'm like, ooh, I kind of wanted to slam dunk the over, but then I said, let's take a closer look. What were my concerns? I didn't really have any. It's his walks. Earned runs low, hits allowed low, not really giving up home runs. This guy is a 6 inning guy. And like I said, the walks, but we look at the last 5 games, we look at his earned runs, and they're non-existent. One, one, two, what? That's great. We look at his hits, 1, 1, 3, 5, 2. It's great. Home runs, no concern, bro. He gave up 2 against Pittsburgh, but you know, he's a 6 inning guy. We love 6 inning guys. His walks, okay, he's given up 1, maybe 2. Like I said, there goes the concern. He's given up at least 1. He didn't his last game, but we go back to the strikeouts, and it's at 6.5. Is there any head to head? No. And let's look here. I see lots of red. But is Sheehan as good as McKay Brown? Yes. Hunter Brown? Yeah. Stephen Kolek? Mitch Ferris? Mitch Ferris, I underestimated this guy. It seems like he go over a lot. I faded him. Yeah, okay. Mitch Ferris. So I'm like, all right. But I do see a lot of red here, right? I see a lot of red, and Seattle been on a tear. So I'm like, um, yeah, I just didn't like it. Yeah. Where is Seattle? As far as strikeouts lately in the last month. There they go. They haven't been striking out that much. They've been, like I said, on a tear. And I just don't see him getting 7. You know, he could get his 6. I don't know. I just don't see the 7. You look at the last 5 games and you're like, where you don't see the 7? Okay, he could. He could very well get it, right? He could. So safe as 5. You know what I mean? I don't know which Seattle's coming to play. I look in the red here. I see 1-6. I don't see a lot, So I'm like, let's just go safe as 5, bro. Emmett Sheehan, safe as 5. And we got 1,739 odds. And we're gonna see what he do. It's Friday. This is the last weekend of the season. Um, it's been a great ride. Shout out to Dez for letting me join his community. Shout out to you guys. Much love and appreciation. Um, I read the comments. Appreciate it. I love to help. I love what I do. Um, let's keep the streak going. We're gonna roll this into the playoffs. You know what I mean? But it's Friday. Good luck, and let's get this money.